Welcome to Bohl Diamond at Blair Field as the Long Beach State Dirtbags host Fresno State in their final midweek game of the season. I'm Bruce Kuntz alongside JayDe Beaudry, and you're listening to 22 West Radio, broadcasting live at 88.1 FM KKJZ HD3 Long Beach. Long Beach State has fallen to the very bottom of the Big West after getting swept by UC Riverside this weekend. It's been a tough year for TJ Bruce, and tonight they face an opponent who they've already lost to. Fresno State beat the Dirtbags 8-1 up in Fresno just under a month ago.
Yeah, you said it best, Bruce. It's been a rough season for TJ Bruce at the helm of this Dirtbags program that he's trying to lead back to prominence. Last weekend, no exception. A lot of ugly losses against UC Riverside. They need to put that series sweep behind them against the Highlanders and turn their attention now to this midweek matchup against the Diamond Dogs, and further on, closing out the Big West schedule with some semblance of hope.
Bruce got ejected 2 different times in that weekend series against UC Riverside before first pitch. For now, first pitch is coming up, and he's still in the Dirtbag dugout, ready to be the head coach. Fresno State has also had a rough go this season. After winning the Mountain West tournament the last 2 years, they're 1-10-1 in conference this season. This Bulldog squad and head coach Ryan Overland have dealt with injuries and have been searching for a solution all year long.
Yeah, you look back to that Mountain West championship winning squad and the squad that lost to UC Irvine in the Los Angeles Regional last season. Only 2 members of the 9 in that batting order will take the field today as part of the Diamond Dogs starting 9. This is a team that looks a lot different from the past 2 seasons, is not having the season they hope for as well. Really, Bruce, tonight a battle of 2 teams who are just looking to get back on track.
It's 12-27 overall. Long Beach State 6-15 in conference, taking on Fresno State 11-25-1 overall, 1-10-1 in Mountain West play. Long Beach State has taken the field. They've got the sophomore right-hander Jake Fields on the bump as the midweek starter, 1-3 overall record this year with a 6.67 ERA. It's been a struggle for Fields and the entirety of this Long Beach State pitching staff. Dirtbags in their all-white uniforms with Dirtbags across the chest in black numbers and black hats and sleeves as well. Fresno State navy blue jerseys with gray pants, navy blue helmets as well with a red bill, red lettering and numbering on the Fresno State jerseys. And they've got their leadoff man ready to go. Owen Faust, the second baseman and sophomore, is leading off the game, batting .293 this year as he digs in. Take you through the rest of this Bulldogs order as this first inning gets underway. Jet Ruby, the DH, is on deck. Brady Hewitt playing shortstop, batting third. First, Jake Fields ready to go. He goes out of the windup. First pitch, fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. Rest of this Bulldogs order, Griffin Sotomayor, the first baseman, bats cleanup. Sky Collins, the center fielder, in the 5 spot. Michael Boyd, the third baseman, bats 6th. The 0-1 comes home to Faust. Line drive straight to second base, and Gasser makes the catch for Long Beach State for the first out.
Excellent work from Camden Gasser, getting some work in the infield as he did to close out that Riverside series. This Dirtbags defense looks a lot different than it did from opening day. TJ Bruce still looking for solutions around both phases of play.
As Jet Ruby steps in, the rest of this Bulldogs batting order, Cam Schneider batting 7th in left field, Marcus Nolan in right field batting 8th, and Ethan Payne, the junior catcher, bats 9th. Jet Ruby, the DH in the box, batting .279 this year as he takes strike 1. For Jake Fields on the mound, mentioned the struggles that he's had. Much of it has been related to his command. Only 19 hits against him in 28 2/3 innings, but 30 walks issued. It's been nonstop traffic for the sophomore as he misses outside with a changeup that counts 1-1.
And you go back to his last outing, pitching the 6th inning on Sunday. Had to face 5, walked 2, got just 1 strikeout. TJ Bruce always laments those free passes, and Jake Fields has really struggled to back up his coach's tough words this season.
Fastball sails way up high. Now Ruby is ahead 2-1. This Long Beach State defense behind Jake Fields has Damon Valdez in the squat, the true freshman, getting the starting nod in the final midweek game of the year. Corner infield, Dylan Lena at third base and Aaron Perez over at first. 2-1 comes home and misses high and away. Trotter Enright back at shortstop with Camden Gasser at second base. He made that first catch on the line drive to start the game. Outfield left to right, Merkel Turner, Reed Montgomery, and Caden Smacka, the 2 leading hitters for Long Beach State this season. Trevor Goldenet's remaining out. He got hit by a pitch a couple weeks back and hasn't been in since. As a fastball misses low to Ruby. He draws a 5-pitch walk. And then Jake Evans the other leading hitter for Long Beach State this year, finds himself on the bench.
It's really that outfield that's been in constant rotation since Trevor Goldenet's last played against Cal Baptist. Merkle Turner making just his 4th start of the season today. That outfield right now in mostly sun. Only Caden Smack in right field, who's been traditionally playing out in left, covered in shade.
Brady Hewitt in the box as time is called. Runner at first with 1 out, no score in the top of the 1st inning. It's a sunny day here in Long Beach. There was a little bit of a sprinkle of rain coming down when we first arrived at the ballpark, but that seems to have cleared out. Now to blue skies. There's a little bit of a line of clouds that's just above the tree line beyond the outfield wall. But shadows halfway covering the infield from the grandstands with the sun setting down the right field line.
Really feels like that calm before the storm, though, today, in more ways than one, not just with the weather, but with these two teams and at the end of the season fast approaching.
First pitch to Brady Hewitt. Breaking ball falls in for a strike. Jet Ruby down at first base, 1 for 3 on stolen base attempts this year. That shadow cutting halfway across the pitching mound. As Fields throws over, but Ruby dives back. Right now you've got the optical illusion for the hitters. It's tough with the ball starting at the release point in the sunshine, then crossing over into shade. Hewitt's in the right-handed box. Stance out wide as he takes a breaking ball in the dirt, and counts 1-1.
Damon Valdez stepping off in that last time out just to get some of his equipment checked out. Jake Fields pitches at his best when he's able to find a rhythm, not be broken up by small timeouts or pickoff attempts. That's really been Dirtbags' undoing at times early in games, especially in these midweek matchups.
Threw over again. A little bit of closer play, but Ruby gets back safely. There is a bit of a breeze remaining at Blair Field. Pop up out of play, and it counts 1-2. That series this weekend for Long Beach State with UC Riverside was entering the weekend between the bottom 2 teams in the Big West. It was a big chance for Long Beach to try and seize some momentum and get their season back on track. Instead, they lost all 3 here at home. As Fields gets a chase in the dirt, Brady Hewitt goes down swinging for the 2nd out. First punch out for Jake Fields. Runner stays at first. Griffin Sotomayor steps in, batting .323 with 5 home runs this season. Right-handed hitting first baseman in the box with his hands held up high. He takes a fastball in the outside corner for strike 1.
Griffin Sotomayor is really the elder statesman of this Diamond Dogs team. He was the man batting leadoff in last year's Mountain West Championship in the Los Angeles Regional. Now in his final trip around college baseball.
Another throw to first, but Ruby's back. Sotomayor with a .911 OPS this season. Strong senior campaign. 0-1 pitch, line drive into left field. Merkle Turner isn't going to get there. He cuts it off before it gets to the wall, but Ruby easily goes first to third. It's a 2-out single for Griffin Sotomayor. Fresno State has runners at the corners with 2 away.
Really solid pitch of hitting from Sotomayor. Just takes Fields the other way. Just like that, Diamond Dogs with the runner in scoring position and their most productive bat on first.
Sky Collins in next. A multi-hit game against Long Beach State back in March. He was batting leadoff in that game, now down in the 5 spot. Another right-handed hitter. Got his toes almost all the way on the chalk, the inside part of the batter's box. Creeping up on the plate, and he takes a slider for strike 1. Sotomayor down at first base has only stolen 1 bag this year. Now Collins calls timeout, fixes batting gloves. Short lead over at third base for Jet Ruby. Now he creeps down the line and pitch bounces in. Good block from Damon Valdez. Keeps the runners at the corners with a 1-1 count.
This is what Fresno State have done so well over the past few years. Hit with 2 strikes, hit with 2 outs. Just put bat to ball. Jake Field's looking for just one more punch out in what has turned into a pretty rocky top of the first.
1-1 from Fields. Fastball sailed up high. Collins is ahead 2-1. Big chance here for Jake Fields to try and start this game on the right foot. Now have Long Beach State playing from behind again. 2-1, line drive, not hit well, and diving into center field. It's down. An RBI single for Sky Collins brings in a run. Sotomayor advances to second. It's back-to-back 2-out hits for the Bulldogs, and they take a 1-0 lead.
And the runner that comes around, Jet Ruby, put on base with a 5-pitch walk. Those are the kind of free passes TJ Bruce has been talking about all year long. And Jake Fields just hangs another pitch to hit for Sky Collins. Dove right in front of Reed Montgomery out in center field. No way he was going to get to that ball. Now the Bulldogs can look to add a few more.
3 runners have reached so far in the top of the first. The pitch misses up high to Mikey Boyd. Runners at first and second with 2 out. Fresno State striking first with a 1-0 lead. Fields trying to limit the damage to 1. Gets the zone with a fastball to even the count at 1-1.
Mikey Boyd, one of 3 freshmen in the batting order this afternoon. At one point, Fresno State had 6 freshmen in their starting 9. Mikey Boyd, one of those kids who said it was Fresno State or bust, looking to start off his collegiate career.
Chases a curveball in the dirt. Valdez blocks it again. It counts 1-2. Boyd is batting .299 this year, 4 home runs. Got a couple runners on base for him. Lefty back in the box. Righty Fields kicks and fires, checks his swing on another curveball down, and he went around. It's a strikeout for Jake Fields to end the inning, but Fresno State gets on the board first. It's 1-0 going to the bottom half of the first inning on 22 West Radio. Long Beach State coming up to bat for the first time here tonight as they already trail 1-0. Take you through the Dirtbags starting lineup. Camden Gasser up in the leadoff spot playing second base. It's the first time that Gasser has batted leadoff since opening night. Back up there tonight, Trotter Enright in the 2 spot playing shortstop. Dylan Lena bats third at third base. Caden Smacka cleanup playing right field. Reed Montgomery, the center fielder, bats 5th with Luke Taylor DHing behind him. Aaron Perez bats 7th, will play in first. Merkel Turner in left field, and then Damon Valdez, the catcher, rounds out the starting 9. They're facing Brandon Thomas, their freshman right-hander, on the mound for Fresno State. Thomas 1-1 with a 4.32 ERA this season.
Camden Gasser only reintroduced to the lineup on Sunday after an extended time out of it. Did not have the greatest game on Sunday, went 0 for 3, still drew a customary Camden Gasser walk. Aside from that, 2 strikeouts looking and a ground out.
Gasser, one of the most patient hitters, not only on the Dirtbags, not only in the Big West, but in the country as he takes ball 1. It's a 170 batting average for Gasser this year in what is now his 19th start, but a 480 on-base percentage. He's drawn 26 walks, only 47 official at-bats. Takes another fastball up and away. He's ahead 2-0.
Camden Gasser is really going to force Brandon Thomas to pitch to him.
.26 walks compared to only 8 hits. This time a fastball grooved down the middle for strike 1. Thomas with the quarter navy blue sleeves down his arms. Gasser fouls one back. It counts even 2-2. Gasser trying to reach and set the table for the Dirtbags to strike back. Thomas works out of the windup for the 2-2. It's a chopper up the middle, ranging over to his left. Brady Hewitt boots it. Right behind the second base bag. The shortstop Hewitt can't come up with the ball cleanly, and Camden Gasser reaches. They've already ruled it an error against the Bulldogs shortstop.
It's a tough play for Hewitt to make, but it's one he's certainly capable of. Still working in the sun, that ball chopping from the shade right into the sunlight. No sunglasses for Brady Hewitt, makes that play a lot harder. Tried to scoop and dish it, instead it's caught up right near his wrist on his chest. Camden Gasser gets on base.
So Gasser's down at first, 3 for 3 on stolen base attempts this year as the left-handed hitting Trotter Enright digs in. First pitch from Thomas, fastball at the knees for a strike. Take you through the defense behind Brandon Thomas. Ethan Payne is in the squat. Michael Boyd over at third base with Griffin Sotomayor at first. Brady Hewitt, the shortstop. Owen Faust at second base. Outfield left to right, Cam Schneider, Sky Collins, and Marcus Nolan. A 1 pitch to Enright. Chopper right to Hewitt. This time he's got a chance to redeem himself. Over to second for 1 and to first for 2. 6-4-3 double play. Wipes the slate clean for Thomas.
And that's a lot better from Brady Hewitt. Still able to field on a low chop. Immediately turns his attention to second. Owen Faust is there. And Trotter Enright, who had been batting leadoff in the absence of Trevor Goldenetz and Camden Gasser, does exactly what TJ Bruce would have not wanted to see. Easy double play. Base paths now clear.
Dylan Lena in next. Only batting .216, but he's been the guy to drive in runs for the Dirtbags this year. First pitch taken inside. Lena's got 8 home runs and 39 RBI. Bases empty with 2 out. Breaking ball from Thomas in for a strike.
Hasn't taken long for Braden Thomas to get comfortable. That breaking ball has been dialed in.
The shadows have completely covered the mound now. 1-2, pop up within the infield and easily playable for Sotomayor at first. He gets there and makes the catch. Dirtbags go down with Thomas facing the minimum. We're going to the second, still 1-0 Bulldogs on 22 West Radio. Top of the second inning with Fresno State coming back up with a 1-0 lead. We've got the bottom third of the order due up, starting with Cam Schneider, left fielder, batting .256. Jake Fields works out of the windup. His first pitch breaking ball misses outside. It's a right-on-right matchup to open up the top of the second inning. The final midweek game of the year for Long Beach State. From here on out, it's all weekends. 1-0. Fastball misses low. Among the schedule for Long Beach State, they're playing up at UC Davis. They'll be hosting UC San Diego, and they've got Oregon State on the schedule. Close to the end, and with that Big West tournament in May, Long Beach down at 11th place. Not looking particularly likely that they'll get there. Schneider takes a fastball, and the count's 2-1. Only the top 5 seeds get a chance to go to the tournament. Long Beach was just on the outside of that bubble looking in last year in 6th place. 2-1 fastball right on the outside corner. Good location from Fields to even the count at 2-2. This season has not been the ascendant second year at the helm that TJ Bruce would have been looking for. Long Beach State lost a couple of key players in the transfer portal last year and to graduation. Schneider chases a slider down low. Valdez has to throw down to first, but it's the third punch out already for Jake Fields.
Yeah, you can call it a sophomore slump for this Dirtbags team. Lost a few key pieces, especially on that pitching staff. But it's been the bullpen, it's been the offense, it's really been everything for this Long Beach State team that has not found a way to win. That's been the most frustrating thing for TJ Bruce all season. They're looking up right now, about 4 games back of a playoff spot. Not too many left to play.
The biggest issue throughout this year for Long Beach State has been the pitching staff, as Marcus Nolan digs in and takes ball 1. Slider missed in the dirt. For Long Beach State, as a complete staff, they've got a 6.33 ERA coming into tonight. Just hasn't been sustainable through the starting rotation or the bullpen. The fastball misses up high.
And there have been a few bright spots, a few good moments, complete games from Jason Gerfers and what Caleb Anderson was able to do last week against USC. Give you some sparks and some moments where you feel like this is a Dirtbags team that has something to build off of. It just has not been able to be strung together at any point over a weekend series.
Fastball misses, and it's 3-0. That inconsistency has really been the name of the season, especially on the pitching side. Because as you said, there's been a couple of those performances that have been good enough for national recognition. Caleb Anderson last week against USC, 6 innings and 9 strikeouts. Gerfers had a couple complete games. It's another fastball misses badly. It's a 4-pitch walk to Nolan. Second free pass issued by Fields tonight. But for every one of those great starts, Luke Howe has had a couple really good ones as well. Then there's been a blow up to match it. And so the overall numbers do not look good.
You talk about Luke Howe as well, the regular Saturday starter for this team. Went 7 again on Saturday in a game the Dirtbags found a way to lose, really, over the final 2 innings.
Throw to first, but Nolan is safe. Ethan Payne in the box, right-handed hitting catcher. Hasn't had a ton of playing time this year. This is only his 16th start, but he's taken advantage of when he's been on the field. 349 batting average as he takes strike 1.
So really you can almost turn the page to next year already for this Long Beach State team, barring some kind of miraculous run over these final few weekends. It's going to be really back to the drawing board for this coaching staff and for this program, looking to work their way back into being contenders in the Big West.
Breaking ball misses low and gets just enough away from Valdez for Nolan to move up 90 feet. So it counts 1-1 and a runner now in scoring position on the wild pitch. Top of the order looming on deck. Payne will try and drive in the run himself. He's got 8 RBI this year and 43 at bats. 1-1. Breaking ball missed down low.
You talk about the consistency. Last week really felt like it could have been a turning point. Dirtbags played their best baseball of the year against the Trojans. Complimentary baseball, unselfish baseball. That was followed up by a game against San Diego State where the Dirtbags started well and then just could not finish strong as the Aztecs found a way back in and found their way to a 7-5 win.
Fastball misses and the count's 3-1 to Payne.
You go back even further into the midweek matchups. That game against Cal Baptist, a really strong bottom of the first inning, followed up by 8 runs in the top of the second by the Lancers.
3-1 pitch from Fields. Checked his swing and a fastball missed up high. He did not go around. It's the second walk of the inning issued by Fields. 2 runners on now with the top of the order coming up in Owen Faust.
I know we're just an inning into this one, but it already feels like more of the same. Jake Fields issuing his 3rd walk. Just 1 strike in his last 2 batters faced. And he was in the top of the first, but the top of the order really did their job, capitalizing on the free passes. 2 on with 1 out. Jake Fields needs to find his rhythm once again.
Faust lined out to second base to start the game. He's back in the right-handed box. Fastball on the outside corner for strike 1.
Great to see Caleb Anderson get the recognition he really deserves, though, for that performance against USC. Former Fresno State Diamond Dog. New career high in strikeouts. He really was lights out after struggling on Friday.
Breaking ball lifted off the end of the bat into center field. Montgomery coming in, and he's not going to get there. Stop sign up at third base for Nolan. It's a base hit for Owen Faust. Runners go station to station. Bases now loaded with 1 away in the second.
It's all happened in a flash for Jake Fields. Good job from Reed Montgomery in center just to charge that ball down, making sure nobody came around.
Didn't look like a great read from second base for Nolan. Waited just a moment before seeing that it was going to get down. So he got the stop sign at third. Jet Ruby in now with a chance to extend this Fresno State lead. Bases loaded with 1 out. Corner infield pulled in for Long Beach State. First pitch to Ruby. Fastball misses high.
It's that fastball from Fields that just seems to continually be missing high against right-handers, against left-handers.
Middle infield at double play depth. Outfielders all pulled in a step or two as well, trying to give themselves a chance on a fly ball. 1-0 fastball misses badly, and Damon Valdez will call timeout.
Valdez has had a lot of work to do in that battery so far tonight. Chasing balls all over the zone. Action already in the Dirtbags bullpen.
It's these midweek games that Long Beach State and other programs oftentimes feel more comfortable going to full bullpen games. Last time these two teams played in March, both sides went with bullpen games. No true bulk pitcher for either side. This game, Fresno State prevailed 8-1.
Jackson Baker warming up right now for the Dirtbags.
2-0. Sailed to the backstop. That's going to bring in a run. Another fastball from Fields, missed badly inside. Each runner advances, now second and third, and a 2-0 lead for the Bulldogs.
Marcus Nolan, just some smart base running to come around for Fresno State. Another pitch that just gets past Damon Valdez. Pulled way too far inside.
Second wild pitch of the inning for Fields, and now the Dirtbag infield is all the way in. 3-0 pitch, misses down low. 4-pitch walk to Ruby for the third free pass of the inning. And there's going to be a pitching change made by Long Beach State. Jake Fields got a Friday start at one point this year, and it was a similar story to this. Walks and unable to get out of the second inning. It's the same thing that happens tonight. He exits with all three runners on base. His responsibility. Long Beach State goes to the bullpen with a 2-0 Fresno State lead. 1 out and the base is still loaded on 22 West Radio. The lefty Jackson Baker coming out of the bullpen for Long Beach State, trying to escape without the Bulldogs breaking this game open. Jackson Baker enters in 21 2/3 innings this year, a 7.89 ERA. He was the starting pitcher against Fresno State the last time these two teams played back in March, and it was one of his best outings of the year. 2 innings, 0 hits, 0 runs, and 3 strikeouts. So look for similar success in a tough spot. Corner infield pulled in for Long Beach State. Baker facing Brady Hewitt. First pitch swung on and missed. Good fastball up at the letters.
Baker had another solid outing out of the bullpen on Saturday. Came in relief of Kaimi Kahaleka. Had to pitch 3 innings, giving up just 2 hits, no runs, had 4 strikeouts, only faced 12. Got out of there in 49 pitches.
Another one in there for a called strike. So he's jumped ahead 0-2 on Hewitt. Hewitt went down swinging in the first inning. Baker looking for pop-up, strikeout, or a double play ball. 0-2, line drive foul down the right field line. Hewitt fights it off to stay alive. All 3 runners on base, the responsibility of Jake Fields, Long Beach State starter, lifted with 1 out in the top of the second. Fresno State already ahead 2-0. Another 0-2. Got the outside corner. Brady Hewitt goes down looking. A great pitch from Jackson Baker paints the outside corner.
That's the kind of aggressiveness Jackson Baker displays when he's really at his best. Just attacking the strike zone over and over and over again. Something Jake Fields was unable to do.
It was 4 pitches and 4 strikes for Jackson Baker against Hewitt. Now Griffin Sotomayor up there with 2 outs and the bases still loaded. First pitch from Baker, fastball misses up high. Sotomayor had the first hit of the game for the Bulldogs. Singled to left field in the first. Left on right matchup. The freshman Baker comes downhill with a good changeup on the outside corner for strike 1. Jake Fields in the Dirtbag dugout, hoping his line stays at only 2 earned runs. A fastball on the outside corner for strike 2.
That's the result of 2 great setup pitches from Jackson Baker. High and outside, then he drops one down low.
6'5" lefty on the mound. Looking for one more strike. 1-2. Foul ball. A heater at the knees that Sotomayor just muscled into the netting down the right field line. Count still 1-2 as he digs back in. Baker trying to put him away. Check swing on a changeup down and out, and he didn't go around. Appeal down to first base, and Ramon Armendariz says no. Rest of our crew, Toby Wilson behind the plate, Gary Gilman at second, and Mike Lusky at third. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here in the second. Pitch misses up high and goes off of Valdez's glove to the backstop. Looked like a breaking ball that popped out of the hand early, and it's another wild pitch to make it 3-0 Bulldogs.
Great pitches from Jackson Baker, and it's all undone by one that gets away. Ethan Payne comes around to score from third. And now Sotomayor has worked the count full.
First base now open after the run-scoring wild pitch. Payoff, fouled straight back. We'll do it again. Another 3-2 from Baker, misses up high. It's good at bat from Sotomayor. Draws the walk, and the bases are loaded again.
Sotomayor just does so well to stay alive during that at bat. Makes Baker rethink his pitches, fouling a few off. Works a 1-2 count into a walk. Bases loaded again for Fresno State.
5 base runners have reached in this second inning, 4 of them on walks. As Sky Collins digs in, he had an RBI single to start the scoring for Fresno State in the first. Pitch from Baker, cut on and missed. He gets ahead 0-1.
Baker going back to the fastball, just powering one past Sky Collins.
Couple streaks of light through the infield. Collins standing tall, takes the 0-1 up high. Owen Faust, the runner at third. Ruby at second, and Sotomayor at first. One pitch to Collins, swung on and missed, chased a fastball up at the eyes, and he's behind 1-2. Score's already 3-0 Fresno State. Baker trying to escape with the bases loaded. 1-2, fouled straight back. Another fastball at the letters that Collins just got a piece of.
Collins doing his best just to time up the fastball with that swing. Wasn't trying to lift it into the outfield, just trying to stay alive for one more pitch.
Still 1-2. Baker sets at the belt. Comes home. Slider swung on and missed. Good one, diving towards the back foot. Gets Collins to swing over the top of it. So Baker limits the damage to only 1 run after he came in. But it's 3-0 Fresno State going to the bottom of the second on 22 West Radio. Bottom of the second inning with 4, 5, and 6 due up for Long Beach State. Caden Smacka up in the cleanup spot tonight as he comes up for the first time. Brandon Thomas back on the mound with a 3-0 cushion for Fresno State. Boyd, the third baseman, even with the bag. Speedy Smacka, the left-handed box, takes strike 1.
Caden Smacka had a rough weekend. Just 1 for 13 across 3 games. 0 for 4 on Sunday, 0 for 5 on Friday. His only hit coming on Saturday.
He had a walk-off hit a couple weekends ago against Cal State Fullerton. He fights off a fastball to fall behind 0-2.
The guy who had a fantastic game against USC, his first triple of the season. Also had a double in that game. Talked afterwards about how important passing the bat is. Really the first game all season he's been able to establish himself as a part of this order. Big reason why he's hitting cleanup today.
0-2. Takes a fastball right down Broadway. It's a 3-pitch strikeout to begin the bottom of the second.
Suboptimal outcome for Cadence Macca.
First punch out of the day for Brandon Thomas. Reed Montgomery comes up next. There's a much different looking Long Beach State batting order than they've been running out through much of this season. Reed Montgomery got some playing time early on, but it's tailed off as the year has gone on, and his 185 batting average hasn't bounced up. But he's in there playing center field today. Fastball misses high to start the at-bat.
Reed Montgomery wasn't a regular against UC Riverside this weekend either. Got the start in right field on Friday. Didn't start on Saturday, replaced Smith Chandler late. Didn't play on Sunday. Finds himself batting fifth and getting the start in center field today.
Fastball misses outside. No Matt Toomey in the batting order or in the outfield for Long Beach State. Through a lot of Trevor Goldenet's absence, it's been Toomey who's been in center field. Montgomery's played all 3 outfield positions this season. He pops up a 2-0 fastball out of play.
A lot of the discourse from TJ Bruce around Reed Montgomery has been around quality at-bats. Montgomery's ability to lay off the fastball at times, his ability to extend appearances at the plate.
It's been that fastball when it's located in the zone at the letters. It's been his Achilles heel as he tips one into the glove. That's been the way that pitchers have attacked him all year long.
Really right on cue there, Bruce. Fastball right at the letters.
See if Thomas goes to it again. The 2-2 count. 1 out, nobody on base. Fastball at the letters popped up just beyond the infield dirt. Hewitt ranging back, and he makes the catch. Pop out for Montgomery. There's 2 down, nobody on. Luke Taylor comes up next, DHing tonight for the Dirtbags. Only batting .219 this year. It's a young lineup for Long Beach State. A few of these underclassmen. Reed Montgomery and Luke Taylor, both sophomores. Merkel Turner, the sophomore, getting the start. Right-handed hitting Luke Taylor in there as he takes strike 1. TJ Bruce has talked a lot this season as things have been tough for the Dirtbag fan base, and as he's been hearing about it. This is a long-term vision that he's trying to execute. Playing these younger guys is a big part of that. So especially in these midweek games, it's not a surprise to see the younger players in there. Ground ball over to shortstop. It's routine for Brady Hewitt as the second inning is done. Dirtbags go down in order, and it's still 3-0 Bulldogs going to the third on 22 West Radio. Third inning now with Jackson Baker back out for Long Beach State. Mikey Boyd leading things off for Fresno State. 3-0 Bulldogs. We enter the third. Baker works out of the windup for the first time and just missed with a fastball. Damon Valdez hesitated as he threw the ball back to the mound, looking like he was expecting the strike call to come in, but it never did. Next pitch to Boyd. Fastball misses again. He's ahead 2-0. Boyd struck out against Jake Fields last inning, or in the first actually. We can set the final line for Fields. The fastball misses again. Fields only went 1 1/3 as Long Beach State starter. 3 hits, 3 earned runs, 4 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Through 41 pitches, only 19 of them for strikes. As Baker grooves a fastball in. It counts 3-1 to Boyd. Then Boyd takes one for ball 4. It's a leadoff walk to begin the third.
Just a fastball that misses high from Jackson Baker, unable to attack the zone during that at-bat. And the walks are piling up fast for the Dirtbags pitching staff.
Second one issued by Baker, 6th overall of the day for Fresno State. Cam Schneider in next, the number 7 hitter. Struck out against Fields in the second inning. First pitch from Baker. Slider misses down and in. Still a couple streaks of sunshine going through the outfield, especially in right center. Line drive right to Gasser at second. He throws back to first in time. It's a double play. Boyd started towards second base, but before turning back, line drive to second, and all of a sudden there's 2 outs and nobody on.
What a play from Camden Gasser. Heels on the outfield grass. The second line drive hit right to him. And the awareness to throw down to Perez at first and clear the base paths. Outstanding from the former Boilermaker.
Marcus Nolan in now with the slate wiped clean. First pitch taken for a strike. Good sinker on the outside corner. Jackson Baker with a chance for a clean inning now. Fastball misses outside. Nolan walked and then came around to score last inning. It was a 4-pitch free pass in his first plate appearance. Now he takes a fastball for a strike. He's behind 1-2. Baker out of the windup. Curveball swung on and missed. Back to that back foot breaker. The third punch out for Baker, and he faces the minimum in the third inning. Dirtbags coming back up, still trailing 3-0 on 22 West Radio. Aaron Perez leading off the bottom of the third, trying to kickstart something for this Long Beach State offense. Senior first baseman digs into the left-handed box. 3-0 Fresno State. We got the bottom of the third underway. First pitch popped up down the left field line, out of play. Pitcher on the mound for Fresno State is Eric Rico. He entered during the second, so the starter Brandon Thomas only went 1 inning. He faced the minimum. One batter did reach on an error, but a ground ball double play wiped him clean. A 1 pitch to Aaron Perez. Line drive out towards right center. Over in the gap. Collins on his run. He gets over there and makes the catch. Good range from Collins to get there easily. Off the bat, that ball looked like it was going to split the gap.
Looks like tonight's going to be a bullpen game for Fresno State. Eric Rico working efficiently. Working through that second inning on only 10 pitches.
Now 2 pitches for the first out of the third. And that brings in Merkel Turner. Batting 174 this year. First pitch fastball missed outside.
Turner making his 4th start of the season. Able to provide a little bit of an offensive spark against the Highlanders. Had a single in Saturday's loss.
Swing and a miss makes it count 1-1. He's seen a few opportunities this season as a pinch runner or defensive replacement. This is his 11th game played overall, 5th start. 1-1 pitch, pop up just beyond the second base dirt out in right field. Nolan calls it off and makes the catch. 2 outs and nobody on for the Dirtbags.
Turner had a multi-hit game on Sunday. Retired for the first time tonight, though, a pair of flyouts here, and once again, Rico working quickly. Dirtbags finally down to the bottom of the order.
Damon Valdez batting 9th. Hitting 183 so far in his freshman season. Only a 234 on base. First pitch misses down low. Valdez, the freshman, and Connor Stewart, the 6th-year senior, the 2 main catchers for the Dirtbags. Valdez has started to get more of the starting opportunities, especially as the season has gone on. Line drive hit hard out towards right field, but it's right at Marcus Nolan. He puts it away. Dirtbags without a hit through 3 innings. We're going to the 4th, still 3-0 Bulldogs on 22 West Radio. Going to the 4th inning with the Bulldogs ahead 3-0. Bruce Kuntz, JayDe Beaudry here at Blair Field. You're listening to Long Beach State Dirtbags Baseball on 22 West Radio, broadcasting live at 88.1 FM KKJZ HD3 Long Beach. Ethan Payne stepping in to lead off the 4th for the Bulldogs. Jackson Baker still on the mound for Long Beach State. He's gone an inning and 2/3 to this point. First pitch misses up high with a fastball. Payne walked and then came around to score his only trip up there. Baker out of the windup, misses up high again.
Ethan Payne, the Morgan Hill native, out towards the Bay Area. Born and raised close to one of the best ballparks in Major League Baseball.
Payne fouls one back. That would be Oracle Park you're referring to, not the abandoned Coliseum.
What other park has a giant soda bottle you can slide down?
Fastball up high. It counts 3-1.
Only negative thing about that bottle, you're only allowed to go down the slide if you're 12 and under. I found that out the hard way about 2 years ago.
Is it a height limitation issue? Safety? Fastball just caught the letters. Payne was ready to go to first, but counts full.
I think it's a fun limitation issue. The bottle was certainly tall enough for me, but I can't pass as 12 years old.
Yeah, if you could fit in there, I think anybody could. Chopper on the ground to the right side. Perez fields. Backhand toss to first, and Baker couldn't find the bag. Ethan Payne reaches. It'll be an infield single, but when the Dirtbags could have executed better defensively.
Just classic PFP action there. Perez does the hard work to charge down the slow chopper. Jackson Baker just loses sight of the bag as he stabs out his back foot to find it. There's nothing there.
The shovel from Perez over to Baker was on line, but he was peeling up towards the base too early, so he was running parallel to the left side of the base, but too far away to catch it. Top of the order in now with Owen Faust. First pitch breaking ball for a strike.
I will say Oracle Park has some of the best concourses I've been on in baseball.
That is an excellent ballpark. There really isn't a flaw. Stepping through to first, but Payne's back standing up.
Last time at Oracle Park, watch Patrick Bailey end the game on a back pick to first.
That guy's a stud.
Giants with an easy series this weekend.
This week or this weekend? Pop up within the infield. Owen Faust got under it and right at shortstop. Moves around a bit before making the catch. Ball was caught up in the wind. One out now in the inning. Runner still at first. Giants are opening up a series with the Dodgers today. I'm sure that's what you were meaning to refer to.
Oh, absolutely. And I have not been to Dodger Stadium yet. That's on the bucket list for sure. But there's no slides.
There aren't slides.
I'm leaving.
You don't get the bay look behind, but you get the palm tree environment. It fits where it is. Fastball up high to Jet Ruby. Now the Coliseum in Oakland isn't in the mix anymore. It depends if you want to count Sacramento as the temporary home for the A's.
Absolutely not.
But there is California is the best ballpark state in the country. Another fastball misses to Ruby. You just count Oracle, Dodger Stadium, Petco, Angel Stadium as well.
Went to my first ever baseball game at the Coliseum.
That place was a spectacle. Fastball misses and the count is 3-0 to Ruby. I think one of the things the last time I was at the Coliseum that was most clearly archaic, the trough bathrooms. They never got around to renovating those. Dodger Stadium used to have them, but they got rid of them a long time ago. Coliseum never did. Fastball grooved for a strike, counts 3-1. Runner at first with 1 out, still a 3-0 Bulldog lead in the top of the 4th.
Coliseum was a great place to go watch some baseball. Currently the home of the Oakland Roots in the USL Championship, second division of American soccer.
How long do you think that park will make it before it's demolished?
I hope at least a few more years.
Fastball up high, and it's ball 4. Runners now at first and second with 1 out. Baker in a jam to face the heart of the order. Brady Hewitt, the 3-hitter, coming up 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts.
Jackson Baker got Hewitt looking with 4 straight strikes. First time around.
You been to Angel Stadium?
Have not been to Angel Stadium. Haven't been to Petco either.
Man.
I've driven past Angel Stadium a few times.
Curveball falls in for a strike to Hewitt.
Was at the Honda Center not too long ago. Took a walk down the river. Got to see the A lit up at night. Beautiful sight.
Angel Stadium's a good time. Fastball misses up high, counts 1-1.
Is there a ballpark you haven't been to yet that's on the bucket list?
Oh yeah, I think when you say that, the number one that pops in my head is PNC Park in Pittsburgh. That ballpark is beautiful, and since I've been to all the ones in California, line drive down the right field line, that gets foul. I think PNC is the best ballpark that has yet to be checked. Been to Yankee Stadium. I haven't been to Citi Field, which could be changing soon. Next time I'm out in New York.
What about a place like Wrigley?
Like Wrigley?
Wrigley Field.
Wrigley. Yeah, I mean, Wrigley, Fenway. You'd love to go at some point. Hewitt swings over a breaking ball. It's that backdoor slider again, or back foot slider from Jackson Baker. Gets his 4th strikeout. Runner's still at first and second, now 2 down in the inning. Would love to see Fenway and Wrigley and the other historic parks. It's that trio of Dodger Stadium, Fenway, and Wrigley that are the oldest in baseball now. But PNC is definitely the one that I want to see first. The bridge behind the stadium, the Allegheny. Breaking ball misses low to Griffin Sotomayor. What ballparks have you been to? You've been to Oakland, you've been to Oracle. Is the list over?
Slisto Ballpark, home of the Monterey Amberjacks.
Okay. Fly ball lifted out into right field. Caden Smacker running over towards the line. Now he's turned around and it lands. He overran it and the ball lands in front of the warning track. 2 runs come in to score. It'll go down as a 2 RBI double for Griffin Sotomayor. Right, it's a ball Caden Smacka should have caught. It's 5-0 Bulldogs.
Caden Smacka in the lineup over the past few weeks as the designated hitter. Hasn't been in right field in quite some time. Not a lot of wind to speak of, just misjudged it. And as it's coming down, he just can't find it. Sotomayor reaches for the 3rd time today.
Grossly misjudged that ball. First pitch breaker to Sky Collins is a called strike. Smacka got all the way over towards the foul line, then had to do a full spin before it landed to his right. Didn't get the glove there. Slider misses inside, counts 1-1 to Collins.
Just makes Jackson Baker's job on the mound that much harder, mentally and physically.
Fastball buzzed the tower up high. For Baker, it already was a 19-pitch inning. Now up to 22 in the frame. There's action going again in the Dirtbag bullpen. Baker's at 50 pitches, now 51 as Collins fouls one away. Counts 2-2. Runner at second with 2 out, 5-0 Fresno State. Long Beach trying to break a 4-game losing streak today, but have not started this game well. 2-2 to Collins. Breaking ball, tapped foul. Stays alive and will do it again.
Jackson Baker continually, when looking for strike 3, is turning to the back foot breaking balls to the slider, trying to get these Diamond Dogs with an off-speed pitch.
Fastball right on the inside corner. Toby Wilson rings him up. It looked like a awkward called strike 3 where, I don't know, did it look to you, JD? It looked like he thought it was the second strike, then halfway through realized he was given the full ring.
He didn't give the full kind of cock back punch.
It was a strike to the side, then a straight to a punch. Not the regular home.
Jackson Baker will take it either way. It gets him out of the inning.
Runner stranded at second, but 2 more added by the Bulldogs. 5-0 going to the bottom of the 4th on 22 West Radio. Dirtbags have the top of the order up, starting in the bottom of the 4th inning. It's 5-0 Fresno State. Camden Gasser steps in for his second plate appearance. Reached on an error his first time up. Still Eric Rico on the mound, 6-foot right-hander. First pitch fastball grooves down the middle for strike 1. Jeff Lithman was very quick to start the organ as soon as the ball hit the catcher's mitt. Now Gasser fouls one straight back. Not a huge crowd here at Blair Field, but that's typical for the midweek games.
Jeff Littman hasn't had too much to tickle the keys about either. Dirtbags have gone down 1-2-3 across the first 3 innings. He at least went down with only sending the minimum to the plate. Gasser reached on an error, but then Enright grounded into a double play behind him. Fastball misses high. Counts 1-2. Rico on the mound making just his 5th appearance of the season. Last came out of the bullpen in the San Jose State series.
Freshman delivers again. Ground ball up the middle to his right on a slide. Faust has it. He throws the first in time. Woo. Nice play by Owen Faust at second base for the first out. Faust robs his counterpart of a hit. Now Trotter Enright comes up. Nobody on base for the Dirtbags.
Nice little stop and pop from Owen Faust. Like you said, Bruce, moving the wrong direction towards second base. Gets in front of the ball. Pops right up, makes the play.
Had to pick it on the backhand after he went down to his knee.
Aside from that leadoff error at the top of the first inning, Diamond Dogs have been nails in the infield.
First pitch strike to Trotter Enright. As we said, his first time grounded into a double play, 6-4-3 style. Dirtbags searching for their first hit. Curveball missed down low and bounced to the backstop.
Dirtbags have faced some pretty nifty infields so far this season. Have not been able to beat any team on ground balls at any point this year.
1-1. Curveball misses low again.
For TJ Bruce's style of small ball, it's really hindered this offense. The inability to put a ball in play, whether it's on a swinging bunt, on a squared around bunt, on a ground ball, and you beat the throw. It's been the story of the season for the Dirtbags.
2-1 missed. And the two guys that have really done that well, getting the ball in play, both not in the lineup tonight. Trevor Goldenetz and Jake Evans, number 1 and number 2 in the Big West in on-base percentage, 489 and 483 respectively. Those two guys have been the bright spots of this batting order. But Goldenetz out with an injury. Jake Evans played through the weekend, but not in the lineup tonight for the midweek game. As Enright takes a fastball, goes to the backstop again. It's ball 4. First walk of the night issued by Fresno State pitching staff. Runner at first with 1 out as Dylan Lena comes up.
New walk-up song tonight for Dylan Lena, too.
Lena popped out to first base his first time up. Down in a crouch with the bat held out in front of him. Vertical to the sky. And he swings through the first pitch for strike 1. Enright down at first base, 2 for 3 on stolen base attempts this year. No. Timeout was called by Toby Wilson before the 0-1. Stepped out in front of home plate and jotted something down on his notepad, but didn't look like he issued a pitch clock violation.
Toby Wilson might just need some Selena on his playlist. Didn't want to let the thought escape him.
0-1. Another swing and a miss for Lena. Eight home runs for Dylan Lena in his senior season. Batting average down at 214. 16 hit by pitches, though. Stands right on home plate, and he swings through another one. 3 straight fastballs. Oh, Lena just got a piece of that. Is the ruling. Ethan Payne popped right up out of the squat, and then the ball hit the ground. Toby Wilson saying it was a foul tip, but Payne clearly saying that he dropped the ball in the transfer before throwing it back to the mound. That's sure what it looked like to me.
And Eric Rico coming off the pitcher's mound saying the same thing.
Ryan Overland out of the dugout. The same assertion. Now the umpires will get together to talk about it.
And it looked like Dylan Lena was pretty content to head back to the dugout, too.
Definitely didn't hear a tip, but we do have our broadcast headphones on.
No video review also available here at Blair Field, so it's up to the umpires to figure this one out.
This is the only park in the Big West that doesn't have video review, and they are going to say it was a swing and a miss for Lena. So he slowly turns around and goes back to the dugout. The 3-pitch strikeout. Very unique play there, but it's 2 outs and a man at first. Second strikeout of the game for Rico. Caden Smacka in now. Misjudged the fly ball. It brought in 2 more runs in the top half of this inning. Ground ball over towards second base. To his right, Faust has it, and he goes the short way to second for the 3rd out. Going to the 5th, still 5-0 Fresno State on 22 West Radio. Mikey Boyd leading off the 5th. He's facing a new pitcher in the game for Long Beach State, Hogan Shelby, right-hander on the mound. First pitch taken for a strike. Can set the final line for Jackson Baker. Went 2 2/3, 2 hits and 2 earned runs, 3 walks and 5 strikeouts. I think that line looks worse than this outing was for Baker. Boyd checks his swing on a changeup and went around. Counts 0-2. Those 2 earned runs both go as earned runs in the book, but we're on a fly ball to right field with 2 outs that should have ended the inning. Caden Smacka couldn't put it away, and both runs scored. 0-2. Lifted out into playable center field. Montgomery back a couple of steps, and he makes the catch for the 1st out.
Jackson Baker was really able to attack the strike zone when he decided to be dialed in. Something that these Dirtbags pitchers have struggled with all season. Now it's up to Hogan Shelby to keep his foot on the gas pedal.
Cam Schneider in next. 0 for 2, looking to join this Fresno State onslaught. First pitch slider missed inside.
Hogan Shelby came out of the bullpen against San Diego State his last time out. Pitched the 4th inning. Didn't give up a run. Had a walk and a strikeout on his line. Got out of there in 17 pitches.
Another pitch missed, and it's 2-0 to Schneider. For Shelby on the season, he's got a 7.71 ERA, 11 2/3 innings of action. Gets a pitch in for a strike, and the count's 2-1. Shelby's another guy who's struggled with his command on this Long Beach State pitching staff, as he bounces one to make the count 3-1. Shelby's issued 12 walks across 11 2/3 innings. Caught the zone to bring the count full.
A lot of 12s on Hogan Shelby's line this season. Giving up 12 hits, 12 runs. Only 9 strikeouts for Shelby this season.
Redshirt sophomore puts his glove up to his left ear to hear the pitch calm. Now steps off the back of the mound. Timeout called. It's going to be a pitch clock violation. But Hogan Shelby and Damon Valdez both protesting with Toby Wilson.
Clock certainly expired.
Schneider is already headed down to first. Valdez still questioning. Looks like he's trying to say that he called timeout before the pitch clock expired. But it's a pitch clock walk for Cam Schneider. Marcus Nolan up now. 1 out and a man down at first base. First pitch to Nolan, shows bunt, pulls it back, and the pitch misses high. Valdez deked the throw to first, but lost the ball in the transfer. Nolan is 0 for 1 tonight, strikeout and a walk. Does have a run scored. One-0, taken outside. Wasn't showing bunt that time. Now here's a fly ball out to left. Merkel Turner has a beat. He gets there to make the catch. Loud out number 2 as Turner made the catch a few steps in front of the warning track. It brings up Ethan Payne, the number 9 hitter. A walk and a single with 2 runs scored tonight. First pitch, runner goes from first. Throw down is not in time. Gasser started to run off the field, but it's a stolen base for Cam Schneider. His 5th of the year.
Schneider still perfect on the base paths. Hasn't been caught yet.
The pitch missed to Payne, so it's 1-0. Runner now in scoring position for Fresno State. They're already ahead 5-0 here in the top of the 5th. Slider caught the inside corner. Front door pitch from Hogan Shelby. Glances back to second, now comes home with the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Another breaker.
Ethan Payne facing Jackson Baker twice around.
Counts 1-2. And now Toby Wilson calls time again. He was glancing over towards the Fresno State dugout. The pitch clock was getting low again, but I believe they're going to say that there was timeout called from the Fresno State dugout.
That's what it looked like.
1-2, missed down low. Wilson from out in front of home plate was pointing over towards the Fresno State dugout before jotting something down on his notepad.
Ryan Overland just kind of stepped out, put two hands up, and tapped his chest saying he wanted something quick.
2-2 missed inside, and the count's full.
Feels almost like icing the kicker in football. Hogan Shelby wanted to work with the pitch clock winding down. Instead, has to work on the other side of a timeout. It's 2 straight balls to load the count.
First base is open, but next pitch just got a piece. Payne stays alive. Fouled it right into, or off of the glove of Damon Valdez, who just couldn't hold on. Leadoff man Owen Faust on deck. Payoff pitch to Payne. Just missed outside. Decent fastball from Shelby, but Payne gets the call. He draws a 2-out walk. Nine walks issued tonight by Long Beach State's pitching staff, with 2 outs in the 5th. Owen Faust is 1 for 3. Slider missed down and away.
Fresno State has had a lot of success with 2 outs tonight. Not just hitting, but with their base running, with Long Beach State pitching staff just making little mistakes.
1-0 on the inside corner for a strike. Breeze is picking up a bit at Blair Field as the sunshine has completely gone away. Slider just missed outside. The lights just got flipped on in the grandstands. Fastball missed, and the count's 3-1.
I was about to say it's getting a little dark. Dirtbags looking for just a little bit of light.
Jet Ruby on deck. 3-1 pitch to Faust on the outside corner. So the count's now full. Runners at first and second with 2 out, and they'll get a head start. Runners go. The payoff pitch to Faust. Line drive right off the hands down the left field line and foul. Back-to-back full counts worked by the Bulldogs. Three of them in this inning against Hogan Shelby. There's action again in the Dirtbag bullpen. So another payoff comes home to Faust, and it hit him. Back-to-back quality 7-pitch at-bats from Fresno State, and they've loaded the bases with 2 outs against Shelby.
Kind of go back for this inning. 2 outs, runner on first. Schneider takes second on the stolen base, and then a walk and a hit by pitch. Load them up for the Diamond Dogs. It's been that kind of night for this Long Beach State pitching staff.
First pitch to Jet Ruby, right down the middle for strike 1. Hogan Shelby trying to escape without this Fresno State lead growing any bigger. Oh, 1. Missed outside. At 5-0, this is a chance for Fresno State to blow this game open. Bases loaded with 2 out in the 5th. 1-1 changeup missed badly outside. Ruby's now ahead 2-1.
Right now it looks like Hogan Shelby's chasing every pitch, giving it everything, trying to catch the zone instead of having that kind of groove come naturally to him.
2-1. Fastball popped up out of play down the third base line. Two balls, 2 strikes, and 2 out. Pitch from Shelby. Ground ball over to the right side. Perez on a slide, stabs it. Toss to the bag at first is in time. Aaron Perez with a nice sliding stop. And the Dirtbags escape the jam with a 0. We're halfway home. 5-0 Bulldogs on 22 West Radio. Bottom of the 5th inning, Long Beach State coming back up and still looking for their first hit of the night. It's 5, 6, and 7 due up, starting with Reed Montgomery. Still facing Eric Rico on the mound for Fresno State. Right on left matchup to open up the bottom of the 5th. First pitch from Rico. Fastball popped up within the infield, just back on the grass. Faust ranging back. Now he gets called off by the center fielder, Collins, who had to go to the ground but makes the catch. Disaster averted for the first out. Luke Taylor in next after the first pitch out. There's not been much of a feeling of threat from this Long Beach State lineup so far today. Not much in the way of hard hit balls. First pitch taken for a strike by Taylor.
For Eric Rico on the mound, building on really his most impressive performance as a young Diamond Dog in his freshman season. This is the second longest outing of his career. First one without allowing a hit.
0-1 to Taylor, bounced in.
Last time out against San Jose State. Pitched just 1 inning and a loss. Gave up 2 hits, 2 runs. Struggled with the command and issuing walks as well this season. It's been all dialed in for Rico so far tonight.
One pitch to Taylor. Swung on and missed. Good fastball up at the top of the zone. That's where Rico's been living with that heater. Throwback from Payne went into center field. Rico has the phenotype of that ride fastball up at the top of the zone. Throws from a low 3/4 slot. And you can just tell from seeing it that his fastball has carry. Another one, Taylor with an ugly check swing, and he went around. Stuck with the heater and gets another Dirtbag to go down. 2 outs with nobody on now in the 5th. It's the 3rd strikeout for Rico. Aaron Perez in now. His line out to center field was the only real hard hit ball of the night for Long Beach State. He shows bunt but pulls it back as the first pitch misses high. Boyd is crashing at third base. Two outs, nobody on. 5-0. Bulldogs lead. Pop up down the left field line, all the way in foul territory. Boyd gives it a look, but it gets into the netting. Everybody will retreat back to their positions. The 1-1 count. Boyd lost his hat and his glasses on the hat along the way, so third base umpire Mike Lusky picked him up and handed it back to the Fresno State third baseman. Just a tiny hint, a dream of blue left in the sky. Breaking ball caught the outside corner to make the count 1-2. Rico out of the stretch. Fouled straight back by Perez. There's some movement down in the Fresno State bullpen. Rico has thrown 39 pitches. His 40th misses up high. Counts even 2-2 to Perez.
And Rico's right on track to extend his night even further. It's gone as high as 60 this season. He's hovered right around 30 in his other 3 appearances.
Two and two to Aaron Perez. And he swings through a fastball up above the zone. Another good heater for Rico as he gets his 4th strikeout. Dirtbag still hitless through 5 on 22 West Radio. Dirtbags make another pitching change. It's the junior right-hander Tyler Gebb into the game, facing Brady Hewitt. 3, 4, and 5 due up for the Bulldogs in the 6th. Fresno State already ahead 5-0. First pitch taken for a strike by Hewitt. The number 3 hitter in this Fresno State lineup, batting well above 300 this year, but he's been kept quiet in this big offensive night. He swings and misses behind 0-2, and he's already got a hat trick, 3 strikeouts in his first 3 trips up there tonight.
2 swinging, 1 looking from Brady Hewitt. He's been chasing everything, even remotely close to the zone.
Checks a swing and a slider, misses low. Tyler Gebb has thrown 22 2/3 innings this year for the Dirtbags in relief, a 3.97 ERA. And one of the few relievers in that bullpen that has been solid. Slider outside.
He's gotten most of his run in the midweek games. Pitched 3 innings last week, closed out the final 2 against the Trojans. And then came back the next night, pitched a inning in the extras against San Diego State.
Pop-up lifted out into center field. Catch is made by Reed Montgomery for the first out.
In that San Diego State appearance, gave up 2 hits and 1 run. Was not the nail in the coffin, though, as that one finished in 12. Van Larson picked up the loss on that night. Long Beach State dropping it 7-5, but Tyler Gebb coming back out for another midweek appearance. He was the big utility guy last year out of the bullpen for TJ Bruce.
First pitch taken for a strike by Griffin Sotomayor. Gebb led the Dirtbags in appearances last year. He was top 10 in the country. They've done quite a bit. 0-1, chopper to the left side and foul. Counts 0-2 to Sotomayor, who has reached all 3 times tonight. A single in the first inning, a walk in the second, and a 2 RBI double in the 4th. That was the fly ball into right field that Caden Smacka misjudged. Goes down as a double in the book, though. Sotomayor takes one low. It counts 1-2.
Sotomayor, not just a big part of last year's Mountain West winning team, but the team previous to that. Fresno State back-to-back Mountain West tournament champions.
Line drive out into center field. Montgomery back, now flips around and makes the catch. Woo. Line drive straight at Montgomery. Had to spin around before sticking his glove hand out to his right to make the catch.
Reed Montgomery making it look hard.
2 outs and nobody on. Sky Collins comes up 1 for 3. RBI single and a couple of strikeouts. First pitch fastball, checked his swing and went around, chasing in the dirt.
Tyler Gebb not exactly looking to dial up a fastball too often. He's been looking low, looking outside, forcing these Bulldogs to adjust.
Showed bunt, pulled it back, and breaking ball missed low. Long Beach State's closing out an 11-game homestand here today. Fly ball, foul, and out of play. Dirtbags faced Cal State Fullerton, their rivalry series, as part of this homestand. As Collins goes down swinging, chase another slider down and away. Good 1-2-3 inning for Tyler Gebb. We're going to the bottom of the 6th inning, still 5-0 Bulldogs on 22 West Radio. Dirtbags trying to get their first hit on the board. We've got 8, 9, and 1 due up in the bottom of the 6th inning, trailing 5-0 behind Fresno State. Eric Rico still out there for the Bulldogs. First pitch to Turner. Fastball missed outside. Certainly starting to cool off at Blair Field. It's got a ocean air tonight. There was a tiny bit of rainfall earlier, and you can feel the humidity and the coolness. Pop up out of play from Turner. JayDe, you came prepared.
Oh, yeah.
Got on the winter coat, threw on the beanie between innings.
Took a look out my window this morning. Saw that there was gray clouds, foggy skies. I said I need at least 4 layers tonight.
Blair Field, one of the chillier places in Southern California. I've said that a few times in the broadcast this year. As a pitch misses high to Turner, it's 2-1.
So I'm rocking with a t-shirt, long sleeve shirt, thin kind of athletic jacket, big puffer jacket. Just had to whip out the beanie mid-inning. And I'm wondering where the heated vest is tonight.
It's not here. 4 layers on the chest for you. 2-1 taken for a strike. It was a generous outside corner. I've got on a 32 degree, one of those ones you get from Costco, long sleeve. I've got polo on top of that, and then this quarter zip, a little bit of a heavier quarter zip than the one that I normally wear. Pop up in foul territory at first base. Sotomayor camped underneath and makes the catch. Merkle Turner had already turned around and didn't need to see it caught. Walking back to the dugout, 1 out now in the inning. Temperature still shows 65 degrees, but always feels chillier in this ballpark.
Dirtbags bats are going to need to get hot at some point. Fresno State played last night against UC Davis. Gave up 6 runs in the top of the 6th.
Valdez lays a bunt down the first base line, but it goes foul.
They were unable to play catch-up against the Aggies. Tonight, Bulldogs strike first. They haven't looked back.
If you're just joining us, Fresno State put up 1 run in the top of the first inning, added another 2 in the second. Dirtbags threw up a 0 in the third, but another 2 runs for the Bulldogs in the fourth has them ahead 5-0. Long Beach State, 3 zeros across their line right now. 0 hits, 0 hits, or 0 runs, 0 hits.
0
Extra
errors.
emphasis being put on the hits part. And yes, 0 errors. 0-1 in there, called strike, and Valdez is behind 0-2.
Dirtbags only down by 5, but it feels like 10. There just has not been any moment through really 5 complete innings for the Dirtbags to latch onto to have any kind of hope that their offense can come alive.
Valdez takes one down and away.
And pair that with the outing that Eric Rico is having. This is only Damon Valdez's 2nd plate appearance of the night.
Dirtbags have had 1 runner reach on an error and then 1 walk. That's been it in terms of traffic on the bases. Neither one of those 2 runners advanced into scoring position. Valdez takes another one down and away. Counts even at 2-2.
And Eric Rico hasn't thrown more than 15 pitches in any single frame of work.
Two, chopper up the middle. This will be a tough play for the second baseman, Faust. He throws to first in time. Another nice play at second base from Faust. Had to go across the second base bag and throw on the move. but he gets Valdez by a step, and the Dirtbags stay hitless. Two outs and nobody on. Camden Gasser back up for the Dirtbags. Ooh. Trying to start the party at Blair Field. Right on left matchup. First pitch taken inside. Gasser reached on an error to lead off the bottom of the first inning. Grounded out to second base in the fourth. Now takes a strike, fastball on the outside corner. No, fastball went behind him. Gasser will reset with a 2-1 count. Long Beach State's offense as a whole has been about middle of the pack in the Big West this year. Certainly hasn't been the sole reason that they're in last place. Another fastball misses, and Gasser's ahead 3-1. But a lot of the overall production from the offense has come from a couple guys. Trevor Goldenetz and Jake Evans, top two in the Big West in on-base percentage. When you have a night like tonight where neither of them are in the lineup, the offense has struggled to replace that production. Gasser takes a strike and the count's full.
The introduction of Camden Gasser back at the top of the lineup just offers the Dirtbags somebody who can get on base and work long counts. Eric Rico facing full count now for the first time tonight.
Payoff to Gasser, missed up high. So Camden Gasser draws his 27th walk of the season. The Dirtbags have a 2-out base runner. Trotter Enright coming up next. He's another guy who has a patient approach. Not quite as extreme as Gasser's, but still up there. Enright came into tonight fourth in the Big West with 25 walks and added one more in the fourth. First pitch goes to the backstop. So Gasser moves up to second base. The first runner in scoring position for the Dirtbags tonight.
Much like Long Beach State, Fresno State have been hurt all season long by the free passes, by the walks. They've been able to limit that all night long. Meeting now between the battery to make sure that's the last pass ball tonight from Eric Rico.
It appears that Rico might be starting to tire. There is action down in the Fresno State bullpen. This next pitch will be Rico's 59th. Line drive through the left side. It's a base hit into left, and Camden Gasser is going to come around to score easily. The Dirtbags are on the board with their first hit and their first run of the night. Trotter Enright with an RBI single to make it 5-1.
At long last, the Dirtbags get something out of the infield. It's a great piece of hitting from Trotter Enright. Coming off a empty day on Sunday, he puts a drop into the bucket for the Dirtbags here in the bottom of the sixth.
Dylan Lena comes up now. Dirtbags only trail by 4 for as lopsided as this game has felt. Fresno State hasn't been able to fully pull away. Dylan Lena up there, man at first with 2 out, 5-1 score. Lena's 0 for 2 tonight with a pop out and a strikeout. See, he flies one out towards left center. Collins ranging over in the gap, and he gets there to make the catch. Just in front of the warning track and still on the run. Collins catches the 3rd out of the inning. So the Dirtbags leave one stranded, but get on the board with their first run. Going to the 7th, it's 5-1 Bulldogs on 22 West Radio. Seventh inning, Mikey Boyd leading off for the Bulldogs. 5-1 Fresno State. First pitch taken outside. It's Tyler Gebb back out there for Long Beach State. Entering his 2nd inning of work. Gebb put the Bulldogs down in order in the 6th. Fastball cut on and missed. The count's 1-1. This is Long Beach State Dirtbags baseball on 22 West Radio, broadcasting live at 88.1 FM KKJZ HD3 Long Beach. 1-1 changeup swung on and missed. Good pitch from Tyler Gebb. Boyd now in a 2-strike hole. One-two curveball didn't quite come back to the outside corner. There are some other games going on around the Big West tonight. Midweek action. There's a pop-up within the infield. Dylan Lena just on the fair side of the 3rd base line makes the catch for the 1st out. Cal Poly and Pepperdine were going head-to-head. Pepperdine won 6-3 up in Malibu. It's going to be a fun finish to watch at the top of the Big West. UC Santa Barbara, Cal Poly, and UC San Diego all tied at 12-6 in conference. Not too much time left in the schedule. Cam Schneider swings and misses at the first pitch. CSUN was taking on San Diego State after the Aztecs played at Blair Field last week. They beat another Big West opponent 4-3. Aztecs won that one. Most interesting game of the night up at Jackie Robinson Stadium as Schneider takes a pitch for strike 2. Number 1 UCLA playing host to Hawaii. That game's through 5 innings. The Bruins ahead 9-5.
Come on, and the Haku's having himself a night. Responsible for 3 of the Rainbow Warriors runs. The last one on a 2-run home run in the 4th.
Schneider takes a pitch low. Fly ball out into center field, easily playable for Reed Montgomery. He puts it away for the second out in that Hawaii-UCLA game. UCLA has hit 4 home runs, 2 of them from Rock Chalowski and Will Gasparino. Those 2 guys are going to make an MLB fan base pretty happy pretty soon. Probable first-round picks in this year's draft with Chalowski right up at the top of the board. Almost feels like a formality that he'll go first overall to the White Sox. First pitch taken for a ball by Marcus Nolan. UC San Diego playing against San Diego, the Toreros. So the Toreros playing host with the Tritons ahead 3-2, 7th inning. Marcus Nolan takes a strike to make the count 1-1. Gebb comes home and gets a whiff. 1-2 to Nolan. There's another ranked opponent against a Big West team tonight. Cal State Fullerton playing host at Goodwin Field to number 23 USC. Trojans ahead 8-2 in the 6th in that one. Fly ball off the end of the bat towards right field. Caden Smaka has a beat and puts it away. It's another 1-2-3 inning for Tyler Gebb as he's faced the minimum through 2 frames. Fans at Blair Field will stand up and stretch with a 5-1 Bulldogs lead on 22 West Radio. Pitching change being made by Fresno State, entering the bottom of the 7th inning. Can set the final line for Eric Rico. A nice outing in relief for Fresno State. 5 innings, 1 hit, 1 run, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts as through an even 60 pitches. Rico came in and what looked like it was going to be a bullpen game for Fresno State and held down a good chunk of this ball game.
Really outstanding work from Rico. Longest outing of his Bulldogs career. Just got away from him at the very end with that base knock to try to run right, bringing around a run. He can still hang his hat high tonight in that Bulldogs dugout. He has set the table nicely now for BJ Rodriguez to at least put in a solid inning of work and for the rest of this pitching staff to close out the Dirtbags and hold on to a 4-run lead.
Rodriguez enters in relief. Lefty senior on the mound, listed as a 2-way player. Last year actually did appear on both sides of the ball. This season has only been a pitcher, except he did pinch run once, but no at-bats. But he's listed as a left-handed pitcher and an outfielder. This will be his 17th appearance this year, a 3.55 ERA, 20 walks and 20 strikeouts, and 25 1/3.
Had a rough last 3 outings. Didn't record an out. His second time out against Air Force. Cal State Bakersfield got after him a little bit. Lasted just 2/3, and then against San Jose State lasted 2/3 again. Give up a run.
Caden Smacka lays down a bunt down the first base line. Rodriguez gets it, flips to first just in time to get Smacka. There's BJ Rodriguez showing off his athleticism. It's a tough play for the pitcher for the first out. Reed Montgomery in next. Or actually, he's going to get pinch hit for Justin Rolston going up there with the lefty on the mound. TJ Bruce turns to his bench. Rolston, the senior for Long Beach State. Time is called before the first pitch. Rolston this season has appeared in 10 games. Still looking for his first hit with 11 at-bats under his belt. It's a 4-year Dirtbag. Takes the first pitch at the knees for the strike.
Rolston came close to his first hit in the Sunday rubber match against Fullerton. Just a little blooper out past the shortstop that was corralled on an incredible catch.
The 0-1 bounced in there and evens the count. 1 ball and 1 strike.
That was Rolston's last appearance before tonight.
1-1. Checked his swing. Fastball missed up and away. Rolston has reached base a couple of times this year. 1 walk and 1 hit by pitch. Through his 4 years with the Dirtbags, has been used as a defensive replacement and a pinch runner a handful of times. Swings and misses at the 2-1. Last year was Rolston's most action as a pinch runner. He appeared in 19 games. Spring before that, in 2024, was his highest overall volume, 28 games played and 50 plate appearances. 2-2 bounced in and the count's full. Rolston did go play for the Lacrosse Loggers in the Northwoods League this past summer. Reached base at a 353 clip and 55 at-bats there. Payoff pitch, pop-up out of play, Rolston stays alive.
Not only has Rolston failed to record a hit this season, he's only been walked once. He's been struck out twice.
154 on base in his limited action. Three and 2. Pinch hitting Rolston. Another payoff, missed outside. That's a good at bat off the bench as Rolston draws a 7-pitch walk. The Dirtbags have a 1-out base runner.
Justin Rolston is on base for only the 3rd time this season.
Luke Taylor in next, trying to get his night started. 0 for 2 with a ground out to shortstop and a strikeout. That walk there was the first time any Dirtbag below the top 2 in the order have reached tonight. First pitch taken down and away for ball 1. Long Beach State has the chance in front of them to get back into this ball game. It's only 5-1 Fresno State. Man on first with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. 1-0 is popped out of play by Taylor. Big at-bat here for Taylor. Try and move the line. 1-1 fastball right at the knees. Gives a little head tilt as Taylor's behind 1-2.
These two teams met in March. B.J. Rodriguez was the first man out of the bullpen. Pitched the 3rd and 4th innings. Gave up just 1 hit, 2 walks, had a strikeout. Faced 10 on 39 pitches.
1-2, fastball missed up and away. Rolston's taken a 1-way lead at first base. Healthy distance off the bag, but every pitch in this at-bat has given a jab back towards first. He extends the lead again. 2-2, swung on and missed. Now Payne give a hard look down to first as Rolston scampered back. 2 outs now in the inning after Taylor goes down swinging. Now another left-on-left matchup for Rodriguez. Aaron Perez coming up for Long Beach State. Had a line out to center field in the 3rd and then a strikeout in the 5th. Perez has struggled to get it going for Long Beach State this season, batting only 187. Line drive just foul down the right field line. With Rolston's speed, if that ball stayed fair, probably would have scored from first. Just a couple inches away from a run for the Dirtbags. Instead, it's 0-1. And that's been a good encapsulation of the season for Aaron Perez. He's had a couple high fly balls that went just foul instead of home runs. This is a guy that batted .330 last year for Utah Tech before transferring to Long Beach State. Fly ball out into right center field. Marcus Nolan on his horse. He's not going to get there. It's down and off the wall. Justin Rolston comes around to score. Aaron Perez with a 2-out RBI double, and the Dirtbags are within 3.
It's a great piece of hitting from Aaron Perez. And really, you get the best of both worlds from the first baseman during that at-bat. Hard foul ball. Then he waits just a second to bring the bat around on the next pitch he sees. Right off the bottom of the wall. And how about the base running from Justin Rolston? Immediately on his horse. Dirtbags starting to stage a comeback.
5-2 in the 7th. Merkel Turner steps in, pops up the first pitch. Foul territory, Sotomayor over there, now losing it, and it falls in the grass. It's a foul ball for Turner as Sotomayor got all kinds of turned around and couldn't make the catch. That one looked similar to the fly ball into right field that Caden Smacka couldn't catch for Long Beach State earlier tonight. There is more wind than usual here, but that ball just took off on Sotomayor. Man at second with 2 out. 0-1 pitch to Turner. Fastball taken at the knees for strike 2.
It looks like a lot of that wind is in the upper atmosphere here at Blair Field. You see with Caden Smacka and with Sotomayor on that last pitch, they can track it up until it gets to the apex, and then as it's coming down, it catches a breeze or two.
0-2 pitch to Turner. Fastball missed way outside. Aaron Perez, the runner out at second base after his RBI double. Dirtbags hoping to cash another one in here. Merkel Turner 0 for 2. Fly out and a pop out. 1-2 pitch from Rodriguez. Line drive out into right field, but playable. Marcus Nolan there to make the catch. It's a fly out to right, and the Dirtbags leave one stranded in scoring position. But Aaron Perez, the 2-out RBI double, and it's 5-2 going to the 8th on 22 West Radio. Long Beach State makes a pitching change, so after Tyler Gebb faced the minimum and threw 25 pitches in 2 innings, he heads out. Mason Timmick, the freshman right-hander, submarine delivery, enters the game to face 9-1-2 in the Fresno State order. First pitch sinker in for a strike to Ethan Payne. Long Beach with back-to-back single-run scoring innings. So it's 5-2 Fresno State in the 8th. Mason Timmick trying to keep the deficit right where it is. Misses up and away with a fastball, and the count's 1-1.
Timmick coming off of a great performance on Sunday. Faced the minimum. Only 12 pitches in the 8th inning. Dirtbags already down big to the Highlanders.
Sidewinding delivery. Chopper on the ground to the right side. Perez is going to take it himself. 1 out, nobody on for Fresno State. This Long Beach pitching staff has settled in after Jake Fields, the starter, only got through 1 1/3. Jackson Baker entered in relief. 2 2/3 for Baker, allowed 2 earned runs, but those were both on a 2-run scoring double that was a fly ball to right. Should have ended the inning, but Caden Smacka couldn't put it away as the first pitch misses low to Owen Faust.
And you take away that hit, and the fly ball Caden Smacka could have certainly done better on. We're looking at a one ball game.
The next pitch hit Owen Faust, ran up and in, and looked like it caught him on the front arm. So that puts a base runner on. First base runner for Fresno State since the 5th inning. And it's the third time that Owen Faust has reached tonight. Man on first with 1 out. Faust has good speed, 6 for 8 on stolen base attempts this year. Throw over there, but he dives back. Justin Rolston did stay in the game in center field after he pinch hit in that last inning. Ruby takes a fastball for a strike. Jet Ruby has reached 3 times tonight with 2 runs scored, all 3 walks. He's taken advantage of this wild Long Beach State pitching staff tonight, especially early on. Now here's a pitch out, and the runner was not on the move. Counts 1-1 to Jet Ruby. Owen Faust still down at first. 1-1 from Timmick. Fastball right there for strike 2. Timmick is not particularly fast to home plate. You can understand the concern with the runner. There's another set of signs comes in from the Fresno State dugout. 1-2 pitch, missed outside.
Timmick hasn't tried to run Ruby up inside yet during this at-bat. Working that right on left matchup.
Bent over as he sets, now picks back off to first, and Faust was jumpy but gets back to the bag. Certainly looked like he was moving on that pitch. Lucky to not get picked off. Another throw over, but Faust is back.
And Owen Faust is hopping, skipping, jumping over on first. Perez just holding him on the bag. Faust doing everything he can to occupy the mind of Mason Timmick.
He started to go before shutting it down. It's popped out into playable center field. Justin Rolston over there, and he makes the catch. Faust retreats to first after the second out. That brings up Brady Hewitt. Has not been able to join the party so far. 3 strikeouts and a flyout. Hewitt was the leader for the Bulldogs in batting average on the season among qualifiers heading into tonight. First pitch, they pitch out again. But the runner stays put again.
Brady Hewitt kind of with an unconventional starting position in his stance. Almost shields the bat on his hip away towards the catcher.
Has it pulled back towards his right hip, waggling the bat straight up towards the sky. Takes the pitch here. It's 1-1.
So that when Hewitt finally takes the bat off his hip, it's almost like he has more torque coming from his back foot.
Those shoulders are rotated. Definitely look like it's a power stance. And fouls one off right above the head of the on-deck batter, Griffin Sotomayor.
And it works for Hewitt, but tonight it's resulted in some big swings and some big misses. So when he doesn't catch a piece of the ball, he's bringing all that velocity around from his right hip to his front shoulder.
Pickoff throw to first, gets away from Perez. Faust gets second base after all, as the throw was low from Timmick. Rolled all the way to the fence. Now the runner's in scoring position. First error of the night for the Dirtbags.
And again, it's just Faust doing his job. Hopping, skipping, jumping around. Timmick knows he's there. He just can't focus on the batter. Now Faust right behind him.
1-2 pitch. Fouled straight back. Hewitt stays alive.
Aside from the error, Timmick just needs one more strike. Focus on the hitter here. Man on second can't hurt you if you don't give him anything.
Gasser holding the runner on. Bird dogging towards second. Now he bounces off. Another 1-2 swung on and missed. A golden sombrero for Brady Hewitt. His fourth strikeout of the night leaves one stranded at second. Going to the bottom of the eighth, Dirtbags trail by 3 on 22 West Radio. Dirtbags leading off the bottom of the eighth inning with a pinch hitter. Connor Stewart up there in place of Damon Valdez. Facing a new arm on the mound. Jordan Haver, right-handed freshman in the game for Fresno State. As Connor Stewart takes a first pitch strike.
It was a rare sight on Sunday. Connor Stewart got the start at first, while Damon Valdez was in the battery. Valdez will finish his night 0 for 2.
Chopper on the ground, up the middle, into center field. Connor Stewart comes through off the bench with a pinch hit single. The Dirtbags have the leadoff man on in the eighth. And that brings up the top of the order. Camden Gasser try and get a rally continued for Long Beach State.
It's been 1 run apiece over the last 2 innings. Dirtbags will take them any way they come. We're against Jordan Haver, who had a rough outing last time against San Jose State, giving up 2 hits and 3 runs.
First pitch to Gasser. Fastball down the middle for strike 1.
Came in a 10-2 loss to the Spartans. All the damage for Haver done on just 20 pitches, only recorded a single out. Raised his ERA just under 6 on the season.
0-1. Taken for a strike again. Gasser's in an 0-2 hole. Gasser's reached twice tonight, once on an error and then walked his last time up. He swings and misses. It's a 3-pitch strikeout for the Dirtbag leadoff man. And I have to think that with Gasser taking that at bat, Jake Evans might not be available tonight.
If you're also placing bets right now, you'd bet on Trotter Enright to square around right here. Try to lay something down.
3-run deficit. That would be bold. First pitch swinging, fly ball out into left field, but playable for Schneider. He's right there to make the catch. Quickly, 2 outs now with Stewart retreating to first.
Two outs for Haver on only 4 pitches. Dirtbags face a familiar situation. 2 outs working against them and needed some magic.
You know, the Dirtbags would have liked to get another runner on base so that Lena could represent the tying run. Instead, he's up there, the man at first and 2 out. Dirtbags trail 5-2, bottom of the 8th inning. First pitch to Dylan Lena, line drive down the left field line and foul. Fresno State led 5-0. Dirtbags put up a run in each of the 6th and the 7th. Connor Stewart reached and lead off this frame, but a strikeout for Camden Gasser on 3 pitches and a first pitch line out for Trotter Enright brings Lena up there as Haver 1 out away from getting out of the inning unscathed. Breaking ball caught the top of the zone, and it's 0-2. Haver comes set just above the belt. His 0-2, fastball missed up high. That was the location that he wanted and that Payne was set up for behind the plate, but Lena laid off. Not a lot of speed for Connor Stewart at first base. No real threat of a steal. As Lena goes down swinging, chased a fastball in the same spot, up and away. Lena has his 2nd strikeout of the night, and the Dirtbags leave Connor Stewart stranded. We're going to the 9th, 5-2 Bulldogs on 22 West Radio. Ninth inning, Long Beach State going to try and keep this deficit right where it is. They're going back to the bullpen. Alex Ramos coming in relief. Right-handed senior enters with a 6.62 ERA on the season. He's facing the heart of the order, 4, 5, and 6 up for the Bulldogs. First pitch, Sotomayor takes outside. Griffin Sotomayor 2 for 3 tonight, plus a walk. A couple runs driven in. Taps one back to the backstop, and the count's 1-1.
For Ramos, his first appearance since Friday night. Picked up the loss, pitching 3 complete innings. Gave up 2 hits, 2 runs. Had a hat trick of strikeouts, but it was those runs that allowed Riverside to take the lead at 5-3 across the 8th and 9th innings.
Sotomayor fouls one straight back. It counts 1-2. Ramos looking for better success tonight. This Dirtbag bullpen has certainly done its job. Jake Fields only went 1 1/3 as the starter. Slider caught the zone at the top, and it is a called strike 3. That was, again, Toby Wilson didn't do the full ring. So an awkward look, but it's a strikeout looking to start the night for Ramos.
Just feels like Wilson's given the most casual kind of strike 3 calls tonight.
That's the second time that he has. He clearly lost the count.
It's a flick towards the dugout, and Sotomayor is forced to go. I guess that's strike 3.
That was a called strike 2 sign. As Sky Collins swings and misses. Not often you see that at all, let alone twice in one night. Not trying to harp on him too much, but unusual. Swing and a miss again for Collins, and he's behind 0-2.
Sky Collins, since the single in his first at-bat that brought around a run, has not put in quality at-bats. Hat trick of strikeouts coming into this 9th inning.
Slider misses down.
And that was just a peach of a pitch from Alex Ramos, seeing if he was going to swing at 3 straight.
Tried to get him to bite, but Collins laid off. See if he goes back to that slider. Went to the fastball, but Collins fouls it back.
Alex Ramos with a 6.5 ERA coming into tonight.
1-2 pitch to Collins. Swung on and missed. Back-to-back punch-outs for Alex Ramos to start his outing.
And
Both of them on the slider.
Just great pitch selection from Ramos. Knows he's feeling the slider tonight, picks it for his knockout punch. And after jamming Sky Collins up on the inside, just expands that zone a little bit. He's 1 strike away now from giving the Dirtbags a chance to come back in the bottom half.
Mikey Boyd going to try and extend this 9th inning. First he takes a called strike. For Long Beach State, Jake Fields gave up 3 hits. Jackson Baker gave up 2. Boyd swings and misses. Fresno State's been held hitless by the last 4 Dirtbag relievers.
It's not often you've been able to say that this year, Bruce. Hogan Shelby, Tyler Gebb, Mason Timmick, all putting in solid innings.
0-2, pop up into short center field and right back, but he's called off by Justin Rolston, and Rolston makes the catch. It's 5 straight innings without a hit for Fresno State, and going to the bottom of the 9th, Long Beach State is chasing 3, 5-2 Bulldogs. The Dirtbags will try and make a comeback on 22 West Radio. Dirtbags trying to rally 5-2 Bulldogs as we enter the bottom of the 9th inning. Fresno State makes a pitching change. William Page Allen into the game. Has 1 save so far this year, but in 22 and a third innings, an 8.06 ERA. So he's struggled. 28 hits against him. 13 of them for extra bases. Caden Smacka leading things off. He takes the first pitch strike. Long Beach has chipped away at this lead. It was 5-0 Bulldogs. Dirtbags added a run in each of the 6th inning and the 7th inning. Got it to 5-2. Smacka takes strike 2.
There's any guy to get after for this Dirtbags batting order, it's Will Page Allen. 6 earned runs across his last 3 appearances. Had 2 incredibly rough outings against Air Force. Couldn't find consistency against San Jose State.
He's got a 184 whip on the year, but Smacka pops up the first pitch into short center field. Easily playable for Collins. He's camped to make the catch for the first out. It was Smacka, Rolston, and Taylor due up in this 9th inning. So Justin Rolston comes up for his 2nd plate appearance.
Be a heck of a time for Justin Rolston's first hit of the season.
He'll be trying to set the table. Aaron Perez due up 4th in this inning. He knocked in a run with an RBI double in the 7th. It's the only extra base hit for the Dirtbags tonight. So Long Beach would love to send Perez up there with a chance to tie or take the lead. Walk it off, that is. First pitch taken by Justin Rolston for ball 1.
Long Beach with that unforgettable walk-off win against Cal State Fullerton. Caden Smacka, the hero, on that night. Someone else will need to wear the cape tonight for the Dirtbags.
1-0, swung on and missed. Chased the fastball up high. Chasing strike 1, not necessarily what you're looking for from that Dirtbag dugout. Down by 3, and now Rolston pops one up in foul territory. Payne, the catcher, but he can't make the catch. Another pop-up in foul territory, butchered by Fresno State. 2nd time that's happened. Came down and went right off the glove of Payne. They do score at E2.
Nobody came to pick up that foul ball. Head coach Ryan Overland came out of the dugout. Took it back with him. Justin Rolston given some new life.
Count 1-2. The electric blue bat. Rolston grounds one through the left side. The first hit of the season for Justin Rolston. And Ethan Payne has to be kicking himself. The Dirtbags with a man on first and 1 out. Luke Taylor coming up.
Justin Rolston applying a little bit of CPR, not only to that at-bat, but to the Dirtbags' comeback hopes here in the bottom of the 9th. Just staying alive. You said it best, Bruce. Ethan Payne has to be kicking himself.
Luke Taylor 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts tonight. With Aaron Perez waiting on deck. Taylor fouls one off. Perez represents the tying run if Taylor can reach. Dirtbags down by 3 in the bottom of the 9th inning.
For Justin Rolston, that's his first hit since March 2nd of last year against Michigan in one of the first home series of the season.
Fastball taken for a strike, and Taylor's in an 0-2 hole. Rolston, a healthy lead off of first. They are still holding him with 1 out. Taylor lines one into right field, but Marcus Nolan is right there to make the catch. Dirtbags are down to their final out. Aaron Perez coming up looking to extend the 9th. Merkel Turner still out in the on-deck circle for Long Beach State. If Perez can reach, it would be Turner representing the tying run.
And Aaron Perez has been in so many situations this season with 2 outs, with runners on. Consistently, he has not been able to hit efficiently.
First pitch to Perez, misses down low.
Hitting around 150 on the season with runners on. Hitting just shy of 230 with 2 outs.
Fresno State not holding on Justin Rolston anymore at first base, so we'd expect him to move up to second at some point here to get rid of the force. 1-0, line drive out into center field. Sky Collins ranging over in the gap, and he makes the catch as he goes to the ground. What a play by Sky Collins. Had to do a little bunny hop on a dead sprint to catch the ball, and then he hits the deck after ending the game with a web gem. Fresno State wins 5-2.
What a play. Out in center field from Sky Collins to end it. On a full sprint. On a half dive. Hang that one in a museum. That would have brought around Justin Rolston at the very least. And the Diamond Dogs escape.
5-2 the final as Fresno State takes both games in the season series from Long Beach State. Dirtbags dropped to 5 straight losses now as they're still searching for a response. This was not the 11-game homestand that TJ Bruce and his dugout was looking for. But now they'll head on the road. They're playing up at UC Davis this weekend before returning back home the beginning of May to play UC San Diego for a full weekend series.
That's certainly, as you said, Bruce, not the homestand TJ Bruce was looking for. Really accentuated by a few ugly losses, especially over the weekend. Dirtbags still looking up at everybody in the Big West. And tonight, it was the starting pitching that let Long Beach State down. The bullpen comes out and is lights out. And it's too little too late from the offense. Fresno State deserved the win tonight off the back of 5 outstanding innings from Eric Rico.
Jake Fields gets the loss for Long Beach State. He drops to 1-4. As he said, Eric Rico, a great game tonight. He gets his first collegiate win. Freshman moves to 1-2 on the season after he went 5 innings. Fresno State wins 5-2, and that'll do it for us here at Blair Field. For JayDe Beaudry next to me, Saya Youngblood on the board, and the rest of our 22 West Sports crew, I'm Bruce Kuntz, and this has been Long Beach State Dirtbags Baseball on 22 West Radio, broadcasting live at 88.1 FM KKJZ HD3 Long Beach. We'll be back on the air on Thursday for the first day of the Big West Men's Volleyball Championships in Irvine. Hope you'll be there for that, and thanks for joining us tonight.